999.
And of course, these fires have been driven by the wind. This is a severe weather event.
Yeah.
And Dani, I know you've been giving us some updates throughout the evening about how we can experience the winds dying down because we see the effects of that, but we're still not out of the woods exactly, are we?
Exactly, but a different story, Pat and Leslie, compared to last night when we were seeing Lori out there and Tom out there and those whipping winds. I mean, we are not seeing what we saw last night, but Pat is exactly right. We're not out of the woods. We are still in the midst of a moderate to strong Santa Ana wind event, but we're not going to see the winds that we saw last night. So that's a bit of good news. I know there's a long fight ahead of us, but we want to start to see these winds relaxing. And that's the case right now. So you can remember last night at this time, we were dealing with gusts between 50 to 80 miles per hour. Right now, things are quieting down through the Inland Empire into Orange County. And then you can see right through areas of Simi Valley, Santa Clarita, still looking at some breezy conditions. This is going to be more focused on those wind-prone areas that normally see these Santa Ana winds pushing over towards the Malibu coast. So let's talk about conditions for some of these fires right around those fires. So where the Palisades fire is burning, we're still dealing with breezy conditions. Winds are coming out of the northeast, 18 to 20 miles per hour. We've got some gusty conditions through Simi Valley over towards Malibu Beach. Over towards the San Fernando Valley, this is where we were tracking the Sunset Fire through the Hollywood Hills, also the Eaton Fire over towards Altadena. Winds are mellowing out just a bit. In the San Gabriel Valley, we're seeing sustained winds between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Last night, we saw gusts up to 60 miles per hour there. It's still gusty through Santa Clarita into Silmar. So right now, things are lightening up, but still what we're dealing with right now, it's how dry things are out there. I mean, let's talk about this fire weather, what we're dealing with, all the conditions that we need. Yes, it's the wind, and the fires that we've seen have been wind driven, but really the concern is how dry things are out there. Extremely dry when we're talking about relative humidity in the teens, in the single digits, even in the 20s. This is dry for us, and that's what we continue to see right now, especially in the San Fernando Valley, areas like Burbank, where we're still seeing a 10% relative humidity right now. And this is why red flag conditions continue, not just tomorrow, but again on Friday. So even though we are not seeing these intense, powerful winds that we saw last night, any fires that start could spread rapidly. We haven't seen good rain since last May. This is the driest start to winter since the 60s. So that's why we're on high alert right now. But let's talk about a little bit of good news. Those high wind warnings, the blanket of them, we're done with them. But we do still have wind advisories. So we've now downgraded to wind advisories. Even with the wind advisory, we're looking at in these areas right here. So that includes San Fernando Valley, that includes the Malibu coast, Ventura County coast. This includes the San Gabriel Valley, San Gabriel Mountains. Gusts still between 40 to 55 miles per hour tonight. And again, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 30 miles per hour. So the big question is, when are we actually going to get a break from these winds? So I want to walk you through the timing of this because it's interesting. We're going to see another little uptick in the winds. I'll take a step out of the way because I want to zoom you into a couple different areas. So we're going to focus on tonight. The winds are dying down in the sense that it's nothing like last night. So that's good news. It is still windy up through the San Gabriel Mountains, also through the San Bernardino County Mountains over towards Big Bear Lake is where we're still seeing gusts between 30 to 40 miles per hour. And this is a little bit more traditional in terms of the Santa Ana winds that we see. I'll zoom you out and let's fast forward to tomorrow morning. Here's a look at when winds start to pick up again. This is 9:45, 10 o'clock. It's really around midday when we start to see another push, another ramp up in the winds. Those purples right there, gusts around 50 miles per hour for some of our favorite canyons when we see these Santa Ana winds. We're also going to get this through inland Orange County into the Inland Empire. San Bernardino seeing gusts around 40 miles per hour. And then you can also see up through areas like Santa Clarita, gusts between 30 to 40 miles per hour there. Simi Valley over towards Thousand Oaks. So this is midday on Thursday, and this is going to continue Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. Still windy at times. We'll get some localized stronger gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. But by the time we get to Friday, this is when we're going to see a little bit of a shift, and you can see those arrows on your screen. This is when we're going to start to see a little bit more of some onshore flow developing. So we're not going to be dealing with these intense offshore winds that we've been seeing over the past couple of days. So you can see through Thousand Oaks, kind of a breakdown for you. We've got some gusty winds that will develop at around noon. So the second half of the day is what we're focused on in terms of some of these stronger winds redeveloping. And so that is why fire danger will remain elevated. But the good news in all of this is that we're not dealing with those PDS statements, those particularly dangerous situations. Those are done, but we're still dealing with the red flag conditions Thursday and again on Friday. Everyone noticed it outside today. I mean, we've been seeing all of the smoke out there. You can tell that it's dark in some areas. You can see the smoke from afar. Here's a look at the smoke stretching all the way from Orange County. Most of Orange County seeing this. All of LA County up through the mountains. And then you're also seeing that right there along the Malibu coast where the Palisades fire is burning. Here's a look at that. That red is indicating that thicker smoke out there, really stretching from Pasadena over towards Glendale along the 5. And because of this smoke, we are dealing with air quality alerts. These are in place right now until Thursday evening at around midnight, but these could be extended because we're going to continue to see these winds and continue to see these fires over the next couple of days as firefighters are working so hard to get a handle on these. So air quality alerts, this wildfire smoke is leading to increasing air pollution for LA County, Orange County, and also the Inland Empire. That's what we're going to be focused on. So going into tomorrow, I want to talk about what's going on in terms of our weather pattern. These winds dying down right now, it's all because we had this really strong low pressure system. This guy is right down here through Baja, Mexico, but watch what happens. We have another cutoff low that's going to kind of merge with that one. And as we go into tomorrow, we're going to see that same setup that we saw yesterday, but we're not going to see it as strong as what we saw. But this is what's going to re-enhance those Santa Ana winds as we go into the next 24 hours, midday tomorrow to around Thursday evening, early Friday morning. Tomorrow's also going to feel a little bit warmer out there. We've been feeling it. You walk outside and you're like, this is not winter right now, just because of how dry it is. And also because these winds are warming things up. We're going to be in the mid 70s tomorrow afternoon in the valleys. Another breezy day for us, but not to the extent that we saw earlier today. Temperatures in the mid 70s through downtown Los Angeles, low 70s through San Bernardino and Santa Clarita. Our beaches are going to be in the low to mid 70s. So let me walk you through the next 7 days. This is what we're tracking for you in your next weather. So Thursday is going to be breezy. Friday, the winds die down. Saturday is a quiet day. Another chance for Santa Ana winds Sunday, but this is going to be a more traditional event. It's going to be light to moderate, but those offshore winds will continue into early next week as temperatures start to drop as well. No sign of rain for us, though, over the next 7 days. That's what we desperately need right now. Valleys will see another breezy day tomorrow, more red flag warnings, fire weather watches on Friday. So we are still dealing with that elevated fire danger on Friday. Quiet Saturday, and then we are tracking another round of Santa Ana winds once we get to Sunday. In the Inland Empire, mid 60s Thursday, upper 60s Friday. Saturday is quiet for us, and then we'll see some more of those winds developing on Sunday. In the deserts, we'll see low 60s. Mountains will be blustery Thursday going into Friday morning. Beaches see another day in the 70s with sunshine, smoky sunshine, so it's going to be a little bit hazy out there with highs dropping on Saturday into the low 60s. So Pat and Leslie, I think we try to keep an eye on good news and where we're seeing some kind of hope. And it's that winds are not so bad right now. We're done with those PDS statements, those particularly dangerous situations. But we are going to see those winds picking back up, not to the extent that we saw last night. So there is a little bit of hope in that. But I know a long firefight ahead for a lot of firefighters that are out there. But hopefully they can get a good handle on some of these fires in the meantime.
Oh, we hope so, too. Thanks so much, Dani. I'm going to make a joke here. It's just like when I heard you say that we're not going to have rain for the next 7 days or so.